Good afternoon and welcome all to the FDP. We'll be starting soon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to the first faculty development program organized by the ISCM family. The title of the FDP is, am I audible for everyone? Thank you, sir.
Yes, please.
The title for the FDP is Integrating Music Therapy in Healthcare and Educational Settings. And this FDP is organized by the School of Music Therapy in collaboration with the IMC Krems University of Applied Sciences Austria, the World Federation of Music Therapy, and University Putra, Malaysia. I request you all to join us for the prayer. I invite the students of School of Music Therapy to lead us in prayer. Requesting the students of School of Music Therapy to please lead us in prayer. Thank you, students, and thank you to the participants for joining us. My name is Janita Karen, and I'm an assistant professor at the School of Music Therapy, and I will be taking you through the events of the day. I now invite our beloved director of the Institute of Salutogenesis&Complementary Medicine to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Namaste, vanakkam, swagatam, bonjour, buongiorno, buonasera, buonanotte, huya more, boeda, kiora, salamat pagi, ayu bhuvan, ayushman bhava, shubh dinam. Welcoming you all. Welcoming you. Namaste, Bose sir.
Namaste, Srinivasan Saab.
Welcoming.
Nice to see you.
Pleasure, sir. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest for the day, Professor Bose, who is one of the most accomplished singers in this part of our country. He is currently heading as principal the BharathiarPalkalaikoodam under the Pondicherry University, and we are so happy to have you, sir, with us as our chief guest. Welcome to this virtual event.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Thank you.
I would like to welcome our Registrar, Professor A R Srinivasan, sir, himself a versatile musical genius who's with us. Welcome you, sir, to this event. Welcoming my wonderful team at the School of Music Therapy, including Professor Sobana, who's the administrative in charge, our dear faculty members, Bhuvaneshwari, Ramesh, Janita, Carmen, Rajkumari, and of course our adjunct faculty from Italy, Yogacharini Sangeeta, Laura Biaggi, and Dr. Vaishali Mukherjee. Nice to have all of you with us. A very special day to welcome you to this first ever event, a faculty development program from the Institute of Salutogenesis and Complementary Medicine of SBB. It is our honor to host this event, blessed by our university, deemed to be university, one of India's top universities with NAC A++, and in the top 70 universities as in the latest NIRF ranking. I want to express our gratitude to our Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dean, faculty, for motivating us to take this up. This faculty development program is a brainchild of our Vice Chancellor, sir, and he wanted that we should take the message to the whole world. I would like to say that Professor Ranjan sir Vishwas, he has asked that the message of ISCM should reach the globe. Hence, when designing this FDP with our beautiful team of the School of Music Therapy in ISCM, we have designed it not just as an ordinary faculty development, but an international one with eminent experts and participants from all over the world. I would like to welcome all our participants who have joined us. Currently, we have 43 of you online and about 85 who have registered for this event. Thank you for your confidence in us. This event. I would like to express our admiration to the father of salutogenesis, Aaron Antonovsky. He is the one who has given us the term salutogenesis, and we at the Institute of Salutogenesis and Complementary Medicine of SBV are celebrating this year as the year of salutogenesis because it's a centenarial year. So in the centenary year of the father of salutogenesis, we dedicate all our efforts for this year, including this first ever FDP from ISCM, to the father of salutogenesis in his honor. With these words of welcome, I wish to welcome each and every one here with us today and who will be joining online through the recordings later. We welcome you with folded palms in the typical South Indian Vanakkam, Varga Varga into Varvarkindom, welcoming you all to this event.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. I now invite our beloved administrative in charge of the School of Music Therapy, Dr. Sobana R, to provide an overview of the FDP.
Good afternoon, all. Thanks to our director and thanks, Ms. Janita, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share the overview of the FDP. Yes. We would request the participants to kindly unmute yourself. Mute yourself. Okay. Good afternoon again. Let me take you with our plan and what we have in these 2 months for the FDP. The participants are varied here. Few of you would have a knowledge of what music therapy is. Few of you would be knowledgeable in music and would want to know what is music therapy. And we have a new group of people who are in the teaching or educational setting who want to know what music therapy is and how it could benefit them. Few of you are psychologists who would like to know in what way music and music therapy could have an impact in psychology. So there is a mixed population here. And when we designed our FDP and the flow of events, we decided to give a holistic idea. So let me walk through all of you in regards to our plan. And before I start, I'm very happy to share with you that this is the second FDP organized by the School of Music Therapy. And the first was organized in the year 2020. And it is very special in terms that it was the first ever online FDP organized in SPV. So credit goes to the team. So here, this FDP, we are thankful for the delegates because we have around 100 of them, both internally and externally and also internationally. The FDP focus on initially from the foundational concepts of music therapy, which would be delivered by an international speaker from Austria, Dr. Gerhard Tuchek, who is the head of the Institute of Therapeutic Midwifery Science from IMC Krems. He would be talking to us and explaining us the difference between music medicine and music therapy. This is the most foundational concept of music therapy. So we would start with that, and we would take you along the application of music therapy in the clinical settings. So where all we can use music therapy as a therapeutic intervention will be by myself and Dr. Madangi, who is from Sri Ramachandra Medical College. She is the professor and head of the Department of Mind, Body Medicine and Lifestyle Sciences. We also have an international speaker from Malaysia who will also give us an idea of music therapy as a support in hospital setting. So apart from the Indian perspectives, we have from the Southeast Asian perspective in terms of application of music therapy in the hospital setting. So after foundation, we will look at how music therapy can be used in clinical or hospital setting. Now, apart from Indian, as I told you, we have speakers across the globe who would give us how music therapy is perceived and what are the cultural differences, and in each part of the globe, how it is used. So we have Kesia Putri from UPM Indonesia, who will be talking to us about perspectives of music therapy in the Indonesian setting. And from the Western world, from Philadelphia, we have Juan Petro, who would be talking to us about music therapy in emergency situation for adolescent. So we have across clinical setting and also in the Western setting. Now, the Indian perspectives of music therapy would be spoken by Dr. Karuna Nagarajan. She would be the first speaker who would follow the inaugural program on the Indian approaches of music therapy. We have another person, the most special, Dr. Sangeeta Laura, who would talk to us also on the Indian perspective, who represents the Geetananda Nada Yoga, who talk about managing stress with your vocal sounds. Now, as I told you, a new perspective of music therapy has emerged in the process of our FDP. Initially, we were looking at music therapy for education, which is education for musically trained students on music therapy techniques, clinical practice, and research. Now, this FDP will also focus on music therapy as an educational tool, which is not being tried in most of the global world, I would say. So we have an in-depth analysis of how music therapy could be used as an educational tool in normal schools and also in special schools. So we have 4 eminent speakers. One is Dr. Baishali, our own adjunct faculty, who talk about structured music therapy based activity for children with special need. Yes, our assistant professor, Ms. Janita, will talk about the benefits of music education. And we have a lecture on the use of music education and therapy at grassroots by Mr. Stephen Philip, and music as an educational strategy by Mr. Vikram Kannan. So we would touch upon the educational aspects of music therapy, which would be followed by the research perspectives and its updates in music therapy by our assistant professor, Mrs. Boneshwari Ramesh. So all these will happen online from March 15th to April 15th, which would be followed by a very special 1 week long celebration in commemoration with the World Music Therapy Week. So we have it in the title of Music as Holistic Therapy, which will have in-person workshop titled Music as Holistic Therapy. There will be a hands-on workshop session by Dr. Indra Selvaraj, who would come all the way from Malaysia to give her workshop on music therapy for psychosocial support in hospital setting. And we are also very happy and privileged and proud to tell here that Sri Magesh Vinayakram, the UNESCO Millennium Award winner, the Jnanakala Vibhasini, has accepted to be a part of the day's celebration, who would give us an experiential session on music as a spiritual therapy. This would also have a panel discussion, which would be done by our adjunct faculty, Professor Shiva Prakash sir, our director, Professor Ananda Balayogi, our most respected registrar, Professor A R Srinivasan, the Vice Principal, School of Yoga Therapy, Dr. Meena Ramanathan, the founder director of the Satya Special School, Mrs. Chitra Shah, and the principal of PSBB Millennium School, Mrs. Mahalakshmi. So we have awaiting a big cultural and also an educational feast for you in the 1 month of FDP, which would culminate in a 1 week long workshop session, 1 week long Music Therapy World Federation Day session. So I'm very happy that we have that our speakers have accepted to share their knowledge and also participate, and also our delegates. So it's really a very proud and a happy moment for me to share this with the delegates. Slide. Yes. So in this proud day, we are very happy to have Dr. P.V. Bose, the renowned musician, principal in charge of BharathiarPalkalaikoodam. We are very happy, sir, that you have accepted our invitation to be the chief guest of honor for the inaugural day. And we would request you to kindly give your inaugural address. Sir, now the floor is yours.
Before sir begins,
yes, sir.
I would just like to express that he is an amazing singer. I have had the opportunity to accompany him, listen to him, and we are truly blessed to have Professor P.V. Bose with us today. Welcoming you, sir. Namaste, sir. So you need to unmute the mic, sir. 1 second. I think it's muted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling me and inviting me here for being the chief guest. And I will say a few words because I'm not an expert in music therapy. And though I can speak about music as such. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Perfect, sir.
Yeah. So from Indian music perspective, I would like to say a few things. I will not take much time. You know, Indian music has been a part of Veda right from the beginning. And you have the greatest philosophy we ever had in our mythology or philosophy is Bhagavad Gita, which people will not have any dispute about. And Gita is also known as Gita Upanishad. So it is a teaching in a musical way. You know, it's a teaching of philosophy in a musical way. So how is it connected to the well-being of human being? Starts from there itself. What I found when you called me, I was thinking like this. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचि नायं भूत्वा भवितवा न भूय अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. So Bhagavan says this to Arjuna, na jayate mriyate va kadachi nayam bhuto bhavitavana bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So what happens here is the best well-being is to realize the body itself. The body is only a vehicle to carry yourself. So don't think that you are what you think you are. That is a philosophical count on that. Now coming back to, another treatise I want to refer here is the Sangeeta Ratnakara by Sarangideva. In the 12th century, almost 12th to 13th century, this great treatise was written by Sarangideva. What is very important about Sarangideva's Sangeeta Ratnakara is it emphasizes on the genesis. Unlike any other musical treatise, you can say that why did Sarangideva start with medical science? The first chapter talks only about medical science. I mean, the human body and the human anatomy. Can you ever imagine that, in 12th century, somebody is writing about the human anatomy connecting to music? He elaborately talks about it. And he says, you all will be knowing ki nada is basically anhat and, ahata. Anahata and ahata. So anahata, you say that it's a natural music, natural sound. And ahata is that we create, getting inspired from the nature, anahata. So we get inspired by the anahata nada, which is the universal natural nada, the musical sound. So what he says about anahata is the first instrument, according to him, my interpretation about Sangeeta Ratnakara is that the first musical instrument is the human body itself. The human body. He calls it as Gatra Veena. So it's not me who is telling this. Someone in 12th century, somebody like a great writer called, a saint called Sarangideva said this. The first instrument can nothing but be the Gatra Veena. Gatra is body, the human body as an instrument. Now, when he says that human body is a musical instrument, how do you keep a musical instrument? Dr. Balayogi, Dr. Srinivas, they're all musicians. They know how they keep their, instruments. So there is no dispute that the human body, if you consider that is a musical instrument, should be kept intact without any problem. That means without asukha. It should be always sukha. Means you have to maintain it in such a way that the body itself is musical instrument, and you don't have to say that music is not inside the body, because when body is the musical instrument, a music has to be there. Now it is very much integrated. Now when you say therapy, it is already there. You have to only stimulate it. Hello. Anybody saying anything?
No, sir. I think
Yeah. So we have music inside the body, which is established by Sarangadeva. So only thing is therapy has to be an application that can stimulate the music that is there already in every human body. There is no doubt about it. So this is how Sarangadeva defined it, and which was carried forward by composers like Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshit, Shamashastri, Tyagaraja especially. So he has brought in all these elements of Sarangadeva in many of his compositions. So to talk about when Sarangadeva wrote Sangeeta Ratnakara, there was no division like music, Carnatic music or Hindustani music. It was a common to music. It was not even Indian music. It is music. He was talking about human body. He was not talking about Indian human body. He was talking about human body. Gatra Veena is Indian, not Indian Gatra Veena. It's a Veena. It's a lute. So it is all very well established by great people like Sarangadeva. And we need to do something like research like this, and institutions like this, people like, researchers like Dr. Balayogi and Dr. Srinivasan and Dr. Sobana and many people around in the institution, they have initiated a great project like this. From my personal side also, I'll be always with you. And, our institution also will give hands with you for anything in this regard. And I'm so happy to be here today. And I wish everybody all the very best. And this conference for 30 days should go a long way for people to do any research in future in music therapy. Thank you so much for calling me here again, inviting me here. Thank you so much, Dr. Balayogi, Dr. Srinivas, Dr. Shobana, and everybody. Thank you. Have a very nice day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking words.
I would like to just also express how beautiful it was, sir, when you sang those verses.
Thank you.
We can talk hours and hours on music, but the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And listening to you chant those immortal verses of the Bhagavad Gita, I think that was truly the cherry on the cake for today. Such a pleasure, sir. Such a pleasure.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure too. Thank you.
I now invite our beloved Registrar, Sir, Professor A R Srinivasan, to provide the felicitations for the day. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Janita. Most esteemed Bose sir, esteemed Prof Ananda, esteemed Dr. Sobana, esteemed Dr. Meena, the plethora of eminent resource persons who are gathered worldwide, the avid delegates. I have been simply, I should say, awestruck actually after listening to Professor Ananda as well as Professor Balayogi. I just want to take a cue from Professor Bose. Just want to take cue from Professor Bose's very illustrious talk. I was just fascinated by the few keywords there, Sukha, Asukha, the Anahat, and also I thought, let me just try to compose one impromptu composition, trying to embrace these aspects and how it can be molded seamlessly into our efforts in integrating music therapy in the healthcare as well as education settings. So please permit me just 2 or 3 minutes. I'll try to do that. I have a sore throat. Hope it will add some more aroma and flavor to my music. Yeah. Sukha, Sukha. Sukha Sahitama Asukha Rahitama Sukha Sahitama Shabdam Madan Anahada Shabdam Madan Tarun 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 Isaye Maruta Isaye Maruta Olamigu Sindhu Bhairavi Ragam Konde Isai Sigitsaikku Uganda Sindhu Bhairavi Ragam Konde Kalvi Amaippugalilum Udal Nala Amaippugalilum Mananala Amaippugalilum Isai Sigitsaidhanai Isai Sigitsaidhanai ஒருங்கிணைத்தல் சாலை பணியா வாரி வாரி வாரி. Thank you.
Wow. The moment of sukha, from asukha to sukha, bringing that anahata into the ahata and maximizing it as a therapy. Very
Very
beautiful.
nice, Srinivasan sir. It was nice, great.
Inspired by Ananda and Bose, my long-term companions on the concert stage as well.
Thank you, very, very nice.
I think this is a record because it's the first time Bose sir, Srinivasan sir and myself, we are online together. Very beautiful. And I must mention that way back when SBV became a university, that was in 2008, I believe, that the first efforts of bringing music as music medicine, Professor Srinivasan sir, Professor Shivaprakash sir, especially both of them, and Professor Bharathi, who was in physiology at that time, they were the founders of the seed. Then it was maintained for many years till around 2013. Srinivasan sir, Shivaprakash sir kept it going. And then Dr. Sumati Sundar took over and took it forward. And now Sobana ma'am is guiding the young team and we're all working together. So very beautiful efforts in taking it forward with the support of the management. Without the support of the management, this couldn't happen. And on this occasion, I also would like to say that we are looking forward to working deeply with BharathiarPalkalaikoodam. And we have had discussions with Bose sir, and we hope to formalize it soon with multifaceted activities between both these eminent institutions. Over to you, Jennifer.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir, to our registrar, sir, and the chief guest, Professor Bose. And Ananda, sir, I would like to add to your note that we are also looking forward to work along with the UPM Malaysia. So this FDP and the workshop will end with the signing of an MOU with the University of Malaysia. So we also look forward very soon with the support of Professor Bose. We would have a close association with the BharathiarPalkalaikoodam. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite my dear colleague, Ms. Bhuneshwari Ramesh, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I really thank everyone for being here today. I take great pride in rendering the vote of thanks on this first day of faculty development program as the School of Music Therapy under the purview of Institute of Salutogenesis and Complementary Medicine. First and foremost, I would like to thank our Honorable Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, and our Dean of Faculty for their constant support. I thank our Registrar, Professor A R Srinivasan sir, who is ever supportive towards ISCM and School of Music Therapy, and also taking part in all of our endeavors. I take time to now thank our chief guest, Dr. P.V. Bose sir, Principal in charge, BharathiarPalkalaikoodam, Pondicherry, for taking time today to be with us during this inaugural function, and also talking to us and giving us a lovely presentation and singing for us as well. Thank you, sir. I thank our General Manager Administration, heads of all constitutional institutions, administrative staff, and IT team from SBV for their support in conducting this FDP in a smooth manner. I take this opportunity to thank our academic board members and adjunct faculty. I thank our speaker, all right. I also would like to thank each and every special invitee for joining the inauguration. And I thank all the eminent speakers of the FDP for accepting our invitation to be part of this program and taking part today, and as also part of the FDP. I thank Professor Ananda Balayogi Bhavanani sir, Director ICM, for his positive approach and leading us through the process of conducting the FDP. I thank Professor Sobana ma'am, Professor of Physiology, Deputy Director of Medical Simulation and Admin in charge of School of Music Therapy, for juggling her roles and being ever present for the conduct of this program and School of Music Therapy. I take this opportunity now to also thank Dr. Meena Ramanathan ma'am, Vice Principal, and my colleagues from School of Yoga Therapy for ever supporting us. I thank all of the internal and external participants registered today for the FDP. This motivates us to do more and to come up with new themes. I also thank my able colleague, Ms. Janita, who took over the Master of Ceremony and has done an amazing job. And she's always been a good partner to work through the jobs required through the FDP. So thank you everyone for being here. And I hope that we will go through the whole FDP with all of your support. And if I may have forgotten Professor A R Srinivasan sir, he has always been with us and he's also our adjunct faculty. He always takes up the musical Felicitation and we love having him here, sir. Thank you so much for being here. The next program, we may be taking a few minutes break and start in about 5 minutes. So I'd like you to stay online.
Before that, Bhuvana, if we can request our participants, as many as possible, to put on the video for a group photo. We always love our group photos. So any of you who can put on your videos, of course, if you are in an embarrassing situation, don't put them on. But otherwise, please put on your videos so we can see as many of you as possible in the group photo. And we will be awaiting our first speaker. We got through the inauguration a little faster than we thought. So we had planned the speech at 3, but we will make it happen soon. If we can have as many of you on camera as possible, we can take a screenshot. I must say that the ISCM is blessed by wonderful Dasavatara. We have a 10-member team, one at the on campus. So we have 10, 9 here and 1 there, and also all our beautiful students. Namaste, Dr. Indra Selvaraj. Nice to see you online. Looking forward to having you, ma'am, with us next month here. And also Annapurna, ma'am, lovely to see you. Such a pleasure to have you with us. Shailesh Ji, nice to see you. He was here with us. So can someone, I will click the photo. So A, B, C, D, E. And once more, A, B, C, D, E. That should be a wonderful group photo. The best ever group photo online.
Sir, we have some more participants also. I'll go to the, yes.
Yes, ma'am. A, B, C, D, E. And one more.
Yes, sir.
Before we take a short break, I would like to invite Indra ma'am to just say a few words of blessing from all the way from Malaysia. We have had this beautiful inauguration, and your words of blessings would mean a lot, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Professor Ananda and Dr. Sobana and my dear colleague Vanesh as well for the kind invitation. I do apologize as I've been busy with classes all day, but I'm so glad I was able to attend this wonderful inauguration. I think this is a fantastic effort by ISCM and SBV, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. Thank you so much for the privilege. I am excited beyond words to come to India next month and to work with your team. So I'm sincerely looking forward to it. Thank you so much for the privilege of being a part of this wonderful work.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Means a lot, and we are also looking forward to having you here for the 3 days in mid-April, where we'll be celebrating the World Yoga Yoga Day. That is in June, but World Music Therapy Week from I believe it is 10th to 15th of April.
Yes.
The celebrations.
So can we ask Dr. Sangeeta to have a few words, share?
Because for those who don't know, Dr. Sangeeta is one of our adjunct faculty of ISCM. She is Director Studies and Research in Geetananda Nada Yoga. She is an amazing mix of both the academia and experiential performing arts and yoga. And currently we are conducting a 2-week Nada Yoga immersion here at the ashram. So she is with us here. Over to you, Sangeeta, for a few words.
Namaskaram, everyone. Thank you so much for welcoming me here. I also feel quite privileged to be part of this team, an international team, and for having the opportunity to come to ISCM and meet your students, your faculty, administrative body. From the beginning, I knew that this joint venture of the School of Music Therapy and the School of Yoga Therapy are going to pave the way for great research and great transformation in the health as well as in the artistic fields. It's about time that we join forces to bring awareness, as was spoken beautifully before, of the integration of all of our bodies and in the integration of the artistic and the academic, and that we all may be able to find our own individual voice, just like in the harmony of a choir, just being now in the music therapy faculty development, just like in a choir, each voice, each of our contributions is needed. So this gives us an opportunity to share and feature our own research, our own unique voice, so that the choir of voices becomes stronger, and then we can make a stronger impact in the world, because health and well-being are truly, now more than ever, so important. And such a beautiful sankalpa for all of us, so thank you, Dr. Nanda. Dr. Nanda is not only the director of the institute I collaborate with, he's also my yogacharya and guruji, as well as a great role model. So thank you for paving the way in many ways, sir, on how to integrate everything. It takes a great strength and the sankalpa to want to do good and be good. So really, thank you all so much for welcoming me here. Very delighted to be here. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sangeeta. And we have here along with us Dr. Vaishali, who is our adjunct faculty, and she is so supportive in our research, in our academic activities. Dr. Vaishali, can we have a few words from you, please?
I'm grateful for this wonderful opportunity to be here on this platform. SBB has been always a great platform to learn, to share, to grow each and every day. I mean, I feel I always get a very positive vibe from this institution in whatever the way I engage with it. So this is, I I hope that, the institute will grow and our sharing of knowledge and applications to the clinical fields for the health and well-being of the people who are connected with us in different ways. It's not only patients, but also the students, teachers, and all the allied areas where the people come together on this platform. So I hope that we all will be benefited by this. And I wish that in future also there will be so many programs like this where we will be able to take part and learn. So I'm looking forward to attend the FDP program. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Vaishali. We too look forward more collaborations and involvement from you. I would request Dr. Annapurna, who is associated with us, and she has been visiting us as an external examiner. So, Dr. Annapurna, madam. Yeah, madam, can you unmute yourself?
Namaste, madam. Vanakkam.
Namaste, sir. Good evening to all. So happy to see this program. And you have called the apt person, our principal, Dr. P.V. Bose. No doubt, in collaboration with our college and your institution, definitely we can do many things regarding the music therapy program and all. And I'm happy to visit you every time, whenever I come as an examiner, and see the growth, how fast you are growing. And Dr. Sobana ma'am and Bhuvaneshwari, Janita, everyone, and the support of yours and Dr. Professor Srinivasan sir, I'm so happy. Let us work together for the bright future. And I'm so happy Dr. Bose has accepted this, our principal, and we will have a nice future also. Very soon we will do MOU with your institution and we'll see the future. Thank you, sir.
You're most welcome, Dr. Annapurna, madam. Thanks for those words. Sir, would you like to add anything, Dr. Ananda, sir?
I would just like to thank everyone for being part of this magnificent event, and all energies coming together. Sangha Chattvam, Sangha Tattvam, they say, you have to bring all the energies together, and the energy is coming together from all around the planet for this noble cause. And I believe that Dr. Karuna Nagarajan has also joined us online, and looking forward to her presentation soon, because often we forget that the origin of music is our Samaveda. And so, though Bose sir said there's no separate India in the world, which I also love, I think, the antiquity of the Vedic origin of our musical system is so beautiful. So we are looking forward to this understanding the antiquity of the Indian musical system, which is a world system in its own right, from an expert, Dr. Karuna, who's both a music therapist and a yoga therapist, and has played a great role in writing a lot of course materials for the S. Vyasa University, the first yoga university in India, and now they have the first yoga university outside India, also in North America. But before that, I would like to request Dr. Meena, our Vice Principal of School of Yoga Therapy, I see her online, to also say a few words of blessings, and then we'll go on to the first technical session.
Very good coincidence, sir. I was about to call our beloved Vice Principal Meena madam, and it came from you. That's really nice. Madam.
So, Vanakkam everybody, Namaste. It's such a wonderful event. Like Shobana ma'am was saying, the first FDP after ISCM was formed. And we are all really so happy that it has come together. What was, a small wall is now broken, and music therapy and yoga therapy are together under the ambit of Institute of Salutogenesis And it's such a wonderful pleasure that, we are all working together, like Sir said, Dasavadaris. So all of us working together as a team, and it's so much of a pleasure. The day, every day I pass through Bhuvaneshwari and Janita, who will be working there in the faculty room. It is such a wonderful sight to see them discussing and, working so hard, working their bones. It's really heartening to see that they are preparing all this under the able guidance of Professor Sobana ma'am. So wishing the best for this FDP and all the other programs, which is to come from music therapy and from ISCM also. So good luck to all of you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Namaste.
Welcome, madam. We would work together so happily forever. So shall we go to the first event of our FDP, sir? Yes. So here is our MC.
Welcome everyone to the first session of the Faculty Development Program. The first session will be delivered by Dr. Karuna Nagarajan ma'am. Ma'am is currently an associate professor and the deputy director of curriculum development at Yes Vyasa deemed to be university. Ma'am is also the founder and managing trustee of the Swara Veda Foundation, which is dedicated to various streams in music as well as yoga therapy. Dr. Karuna has experience of around 20 years of teaching in the field of yoga, related subjects such as applications of yoga, personality development through yoga, and so on. Ma'am has successfully taught several batches of online short-term courses combining yoga and Indian music therapy. And I would like to mention that the music therapy course is approved by the National Skill Development Corporation. Dr. Karuna has authored various books and research articles, including a very interesting book on Introduction to Indian Music Therapy. The floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm really sorry. I hope I'm audible. My video is not working. My camera is not working. Unfortunately, I don't know, morning it was there. I'm really sorry about that.
We can hear you, ma'am. We can hear you. And
anyway, I will share the slides. Of course, I don't know what's happening. Thank you so much, Dr. Ananda Balayogi. Thank you so much for inviting me here and so wonderful people here. I will start sharing the screen. Let me try this.
Yes, I have made you the co-host, ma'am, so you'll be able to share the screen.
Okay, okay. So you are able to see the screen, right?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, yes.
If you can make it full screen.
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that.
Perfect. Now it's perfect, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My pranams to Dr. H R Nagendra, who brought out this, who made me to do this music therapy research, and my guide, Professor T.M. Srinivasan, who is in Chennai, and my heartfelt pranams to them wherever they are. Actually, I had sent them the link Anyways, I'm going to start. So what we are going to learn in this FDP? So what is music? Definition of music therapy. How does it work? Types of music therapy and different approaches to music therapy. This is what I have planned to speak about. And coming to what is music. So music is, according to Sangeeta Ratnakara, it is vocal music, instrumental music, and dancing. All these three put together is Sangeeta. And Sangeeta is the closest equivalent to the Western concept of music, which was regarded as a composite art consisting of mellows, which we call it as Gita, and syllabic accompaniment, which is Vadya, and limbic movement, which is Nritya. The name of our country, Bharata, has three musical elements, which is Bhava, Raga, and Tala. Bhava is feeling, Raga is melody, and Tala is that rhythmic pattern. So we have these three elements in our country's name. And music is both science and art. It is art because it awakens the aesthetic consciousness, dealing with expression of one's own feeling and emotions. And it bestows unbounded joy and happiness, and it enables us to connect with the nature, Mother Nature, and where our inward journey begins, where self-realization happens. So music is a science because it is concerned with systematic management of sound at all the levels in the universe. So it is science as well as art. And music therapy, when we say, it is a multidisciplinary field. And it has fields of musicology, psychology, acoustics, which is a science of sound, and sociology, and anthropology, and neurology. See, all these fields put together, we have music therapy. It is not just musicology, it is psychology. Mainly it is psychology. It is science of sound. It is sociology, anthropology, neurology, all put together is comes music therapy. And music therapy is the use of music and musical elements, which is sound, rhythm, melody, harmony, and pitch. It's where it facilitates to promote communication, relationships, learning, mobilization, and expression. And coming to this Indian music therapy, we have 7 technical compartments in Indian music therapy. It is Nada, Shruti, Swara, Raga, Tala, Rasa, and Tata. So the basis of Indian music therapy is to use all these elements, which facilitates, like you pick the suitable type of music with a specific tonal quality, which is swara, and depicting a particular aesthetic mode, which is rasa, and with a right type of melody, that is raga. And very important is, people forget this, it should be played at a suitable time. Time theory is a very important aspect. So Nada, Shruti, Swara, Raga, Tala, Rasa, and Tata. Tata, of course, is where it is an array of many ragas, where each Tata has many ragas. Let me explain a bit of it. So Nada refers to sound that has consistency, a consistent quality with a single frequency or group of similar frequency. In Nada is combined, came into existence by combining 2 elements. That is Prana, Anala, Samyogamo, Tyagaraja Swami sings. Prana is vital force and Anala is fire. So these 2 elements put together is Nada, and Shruti is pitch position in an octave that corresponds to a particular frequency, and swara is a specific pitch that is related to the fixed tonic derives. We have komal and tivra swara, which is corresponding to flat and sharp, and tala is the rhythmic pattern, and raga is tala. We can also say that it is a time management in the music. That is what tala does. So raga is that which has a blend of various swara. It says swara sannivesha. Swara sannivesha is the raga, and swara is called as swato ranjeti shrotru chittam. That which pleases the ears of the listener is swara, and we have many ragas, and each raga depicts a particular mood or emotion. And rasa is that essence of our emotion that exists in our body. So it like love, joy, wonder, courage, calmness, anger, sadness, fear, and disgust. We have navarasas. And these represent the basic emotions, and each raga can produce a distinct aesthetic mood, which is rasa. And rasanubhava is the very important aspect of music therapy, which I'm going to take it further. And tata refers to a scale that has all 7 notes in ascending order and descending order. This is a basic I just wanted to give. And music therapy is emotional healing. So what is emotional healing? Emotional healing is to ward off the negative feelings of criticism, anger, guilt, and resentment, and replace them with positive mental thought pattern like love, compassion, pleasantness, and calmness. We have a Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Coming to Patanjali, I have based all my music therapy findings, whatever is on Patanjali's 2 sutras. One is 139, that is first pada, and 33rd sutra, Maitri Karuna Muditopekshanam Sukha Dukha Punya Punya Vishayanam Bhavantyas Chitta Prasadanam. For being happy, for calm disposition, which he calls as Chitta Prasadanam, you have to have 4 attitudes, which is Maitri, to be friendly with those who are happy. Most of the time, we do not want to be friendly with those who are happy. Actually, that is human psychology, human tendency. And second one is Karuna. We have to have this compassion towards those who are in distress. Second one. And the third aspect is Mudita. Mudita is to be happy for those who are happy. So most of the time we are jealous if we see someone happy. And fourth one is Upeksha. Upeksha is a non-judgmental attitude towards the wicked. So we have to follow these 4 attitudes for us to be happy. And another sutra, what Patanjali says is, he says in 2nd, 33rd, he says, Vitarka Badane Pratipaksha Bhavana. So whenever you are troubled by, Badane means, troubled. Whenever you are troubled with the negative thoughts, put the opposite. Pratipaksha Bhavanam. Pratipaksha is opposite. So put the opposite. And it is so much easier to release these negative thinking patterns or thought patterns with love, peace, joy, and self-approval. When we are healthy, it is easy when we are healthy, but when we try to dig them out, when we are in state of panic and under the threat of surgeon's knife, it is very difficult. So what he says, Patanjali, is we should truly live from the loving space of the heart, approving ourselves, and always trust the divine power, trust the flow of life to provide for us peace and joy, and which actually fills our life. This is what music and musical experience does for us. And this concept of rasa, which is experiencing the rasa in music, is the key for emotional healing. So emotional influence and control is the two key reasons why people listen to music. So music can induce a wide array of strong emotions, including joy, sorrow, anxiety, and peacefulness or tranquility. So musical satisfaction is closely related to the degree of emotional arousal. And when the mind becomes standstill in a particular aesthetic feeling or a mood, that is called as rasanubhava. So when a particular rasa is depicted in a raga, it touches our heart. So every art, not just music, it is dance, it is sculpting, everything, every art is an expression of happiness. So that is why Taittiriya Upanishad states that raso vai saha rasam hevayam labdva anandi bhavati, it says. So the happiness derived by the experience of rasa or the aesthetic mood through music and pure poetry is not just material, it is something transcendental. It is that it is the expression of inner happiness, which takes away the pain and miseries. And when a musician and the listener is deeply immersed in such experience, then it is called as rasanubhava. You must be knowing this aspect of mirror neurons. So whenever a musician, especially, you would have experienced this when MS Amma sings. When we even now we listen to her Jagadodharana, when we listen, see that whatever in that feeling she has sung, it actually reflects upon the listener. That feeling of that bhakti bhava, that love, that peace actually reflects upon the listener. You must have experienced this. That is what we call it as rasanubhava. And coming to one important, just a brief of, I just want to brief this aspect. Now, when we say emotional healing, but what are these emotions? Actually, you all will be knowing that it is the mind. Mind has four facets. One is manas, which is perception, and second one is chitta, which is the storage faculty, and third one is memory, ahankara, which is I-ness, ego, which we also can call it as misplaced identity. And fourth one is that discrimination power. So how these four functions work in our day-to-day life, I will just brief before going into emotions, because this understanding is very important for us to take this further, for us to bring this love for music, living in music, and heal with music. If you want to have these three aspects in your life, you should know how these emotions get generated. Just let me give you a small example. Let's take that you have a site, you have a 60-40 plot, and what you did was you built a beautiful house. You never bothered to keep even a small place for planting tulsi thing. Nothing was given, and you built a beautiful palatial house, ground floor parking, first floor living room and kitchen, and second floor it was a kitchen. It was a beautiful house, and you invited everyone for housewarming ceremony. And what happened was your neighbor also had a similar plot. And what he did was he built half the area of his site, a small house. So initially, when you saw him building, what you thought was, hey, what this guy, he's wasting the site thing. Why is he building such a small house? You thought about that. But later on, when he built the house and he planted beautiful rose plants and hibiscus, and his garden was a sight to look at. And what happened was every time you were passing through, your eyes looked at that beautiful perception. That means perception happened. How does the perception happen? It happens through 5 senses, especially the visual perception. The moment you get out of the house, you see others and you start comparing. You compare yourself with others. You see someone's dress, you see his car, you see his house, everything happens. It starts with a comparison. And where you perceive the external world with the 5 senses. And whatever you perceive, you store it into your chitta, which is the storage faculty. And what happens here is, every day when you saw this garden, you thought, what a nice garden. Then you came to the living room and closed your eyes and sat in your reclining sofa and what a nice, that whatever stored in your chitta came to the perception. Hey, wow, what a nice garden it was. You thought about it. Then immediately the buddhi, the discrimination faculty, it comes and says, I know it is nice, but don't ever go and pluck it from your neighbor's garden. It will be very shameful. That means it gives what is right, what is wrong. That is what is buddhi, right? But what happens is you have such a desire to pluck that rose that first where you wish it should come to you, like you want to get whatever you wished it or desired it. So what you do is you try to go and pluck it, but it won't happen because you think, oh my God, it will be shameful if someone sees. So you don't do that. You withdraw yourself because you couldn't get what you liked so much. It led to krodha, which was anger. And later on, let's take this, that your neighbor comes out of his house and he says, sir, good morning. And he gives you his a rose. Then immediately what happens? Hey, what a great aura I'm having. He's coming and giving me rose. That mada, arrogance, thinking too much of yourself comes out. And let's take, he gives you one rose. He picks one rose from his garden and he gives you one rose. Look at this fellow, he gives me only one rose, but he has so many roses. What is that called? It is greed. And you know that plucking that rose and enjoying is not the ultimate happiness for you. So, but you think that is the ultimate happiness. So this is what we call it as moha. And coming to the other last part, it's matsarya. You're so jealous that person has that beautiful rose garden. Who asked you not to make it, but you have that. So it is thinking about the rose. This is very beautifully put in Gita, which is 262 and 263. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate krodad bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibramaha smriti brahmshad buddhinashaha buddhinashat pranashyati. It goes on like this. So it was that desire that I want it led to that 6 negative emotions, which we call it as Arishad Varga: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So what happens is, because you went behind that sense object to satisfy your desire, which is where we lose that balance between need and greed. There should be a balance between need and desire. But when that imbalance happens, that leads to that where we go against what is right. When we go against what is right, what happens is that inner voice, what we call that buddhi, hey, why did you do this? It asks you the question. So there is a conflict between yourself and the buddhi, that discriminative faculty. That conflict always leads to that emotions, what we call it in Ayurveda as prajnaparada, knowingly going against what is right. So this leads to emotions, negative emotions and conflicts within you, and which causes stress. And that stress actually leads to all the psychosomatic disorder. So it is to reverse the thought pattern, which is one beautiful book which I always refer to for this approach of music therapy is Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. She says in her book, there are 4 wrong thought pattern which causes emotional balance which leads to emotional imbalance and further leads to disease in our body is criticism, fear, resentment, and guilt. So these 4 attitudes are supposed to be reversed, which Patanjali says as Vitarka Badane Pratipaksha Bhavana. And then only this emotional healing happens. And coming to one example of what she says, let's take this example of diabetes. She says why people get into diabetes. Diabetes, most of the time, what happens is cribbing. Hey, I should have got such husband. I should have had such house. I should have that, this. You don't appreciate whatever is there with you. Instead, you go behind what is not there with you. That means that bitterness. See, you know, mind, body is connected. Music and yoga, Ayurveda, everything is mind, body, medicine. So when such negative thing happen, that bitterness, the mind, there is full of bitterness, the body wants to substitute for the bitterness where you are branded as diabetic. There is that blood sugar level raises because the body wants to substitute for the bitterness of the mind. So this is what she gives the metaphysical cause of diabetes. So when there is so much of bitterness, what is that? What is the vitarka? What is the pratipaksha bhavana for that bitterness? You give that love, to love everything, whatever you have. You have an attitude of gratitude. So that is what is this emotional healing. Put the opposite, that is pratipaksha bhavana. Whenever you are troubled with vitarka, badane is the term for trouble. When you are troubled with the negative emotions, put the opposite. That is what is emotional healing. And coming to this, I have given this happiness chemicals. When we have positive attitude like love, joy, courage, calmness, wonder, all are these desirable rasas, and anger, fear, sadness, and disgust are not desirable. So when we have disagreeable rasa, which is anger, fear, sadness, and disgust for a long time, actually it disturbs the biochemical environment within, and which will lead to disease. And maintaining the agreeable rasa is what actually stabilizes our body and keeps ourselves healthy, and it also facilitates curing the disease. And we have dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, endorphin, which are the 4 happiness chemicals which can be released by adapting positive attitude, and that positive attitude can be brought out by music and musical experience. The right raga and the right rasa created actually brings this, and this is the basis of music therapy. Coming to this resonance is the key. Actually, resonance can occur when an object is vibrated at its natural frequency, or naturally occurring frequency. So when it will happen both while listening to the music and also continuously chanting of japa. This also happens, and it can activate the oscillators and bring about a creation of standing wave within the body. So this, what happens is, it apparently enhances the natural vibration or frequency of the body due to the presence of the same set of vibrational frequency as the chant or the music. So this is how music therapy works, music works. And coming to the next slide, we have various music therapy techniques. It is not just playing a music. It may be also tabla, mridanga also. Konakol. Nowadays, Konakol voice percussions is being used for autism children. It has worked out very well, and research is going on. And listening to live or recorded music, learning music-assisted meditation techniques or relaxation techniques or deep breathing with flute. Actually, we have tried putting flute music for cyclic meditation in our institute, which is working really wonderful. And singing of familiar songs with live or recorded accompaniment, which is karaoke, and playing instruments such as hand percussion, also keyboard. Actually, we should encourage the participants to do this, and improvising music on instruments of voice, and changing the song lyrics, expressing your own feelings for a famous song. This happened in my own research. Actually, one of my participants, actually, he for this, Chinna Chinna Asai is one of the famous movie music, which is everyone likes A R Rahman music, right? So for that Chinna Chinna Asai, instead of that lyric, he had put his own lyric, which was really awesome. He used to enjoy that music. And also, not only this, like it is learning to play an instrument such as piano or guitar, or any even we can ask them to learn keyboard, veena or violin, whatever it is, whatever his interest. And dancing is also part of music, as I told you earlier in the beginning. So dancing or moving to live or live or recorded music. So writing choreography for music, and discussing one's emotional reaction also is part of about the song, a particular song, and also improvising that song is also a part of music therapy. So these are the music therapy techniques. And coming to the types of music therapy, we have this background music therapy, which is played nowadays. All the hospitals have this routine of playing 8 to 12 hours the music to calm down the environment of the hospital, chaotic environment of the hospital. And contemplative music therapy, which helps participants appreciate the significance of music and art in general. So before playing music, actually we give the details of when the music was composed, and how about the composer, everything is given. Actually, this happened in my own research, where I played that Rara Ma Inti Daka, one of the music of Tyagaraja Swami. And actually, I explained to him when this music, that piece of music was composed. Actually, this piece of music was composed when Tyagaraja Swami was worshipping Sri Rama's idol, and they were suffering. They were actually put into so much of poverty, like they were suffering so much. So his elder brother came to Tyagaraja Swami and said, why don't you sing in front of the king, so that we get lots of money. Then Tyagaraja Swami would say, I will never sing in front of any Raja, but only my Maharaja, who is Sri Ramachandra. I will not sing in front of anyone. And he used to say, and his brother got so angry, he carried that idol and he just threw it in the river Kaveri. And when that happened, Tyagaraja was searching for his idol, and he was in tears, and he composed this song, Rara Ma Inti Daka, please come home back, Rama. He was singing that song. It's a beautiful song. So this helped the participant a lot. Just I gave you an example. And combined music therapies, participants are allowed to select musical composition that enhance the therapeutic outcome and suit the patient. Actually, I have seen this. This is psychology of music therapy. I have seen this where when the participant is allowed to choose the music, actually he chooses the music which actually helps him in healing. Most of the time it happens. So this is one aspect. And coming to the next is executive music therapy, where which consists of individual or group singing and playing musical instruments. As just now I told you that mirror neurons, whenever we are doing this group singing, lead and follow, whoever is the leading person who is leading the bhajan, actually his bhava, his mood actually reflects upon the listener or this whoever is following that bhajan lines. And coming to this next is an executive latero music therapy. This is form of therapy frequently used for emotionally disturbed and dyslexic children. Actually, this Konakol basic, which I was telling, has really helped a lot, which is voice percussions. And creative music therapy, participants are allowed to write songs, compose music, and play instruments. And this creative music therapy, what it does is it helps in like when somebody is having grief over a deceased loved one, oppression, and when there is a like repressed feeling, like fears or fear, all these things, actually it will be well expressed in music and song. So these are the types of music therapy. And coming to this 5 factors which contributes to the effects of music therapies. First of all, music modulates the attention. So music grabs our attention and distracts actually us from the stimuli that which may lead to negative experience, such as worries, anxiety, pain, and so on. So this may also explain the anxiety and pain reducing effects of listening to the music during medical procedure. Actually, I had an opportunity to review one of the papers where the doctors in the operation theater who were especially cesarean section, this is what was the paper, were made to listen to the music while operating. So the study says that actually it had reduced their anxiety and this aspect of modulating the attention is one of the thing. And coming to the modulation of emotions. Sorry. So this modulation of emotion is like studies have shown that music can regulate the activity of brain regions that are involved in this initiation, or what we call it as generation or termination and modulation of emotion. We can refer to that rasa theory of Bharata here. So it modulates the emotion, just now as I was explaining, and modulation of cognition, where it is involved in the analysis of musical syntax and musical meaning. Music is related to that where memory processes happen, where there is that musical information is stored in the brain, and events related to that musical experience has been stored. So this is what happens where it helps to modulate the cognition. And coming to the behavior, actually music evokes that and also conditions the behavior, such as movement patterns, the way we walk, speak, and all these things are actually music modulates our behavior. And finally, modulation of communication. So music can play a significant role in relationship, like promoting health, using musical experience. It gives non-verbal people a chance to communicate with others without words. So this is what happens with the communication. And here it's that self-expression happens, and interaction happens by choosing music that has meaning for that person, such as music reflecting an issue that the person is currently occupied with. Wherever possible, individuals should be, especially the participants, should be encouraged to reflect on personal issues that relate to the music or association. So this is one of the 5 things which happens. And coming to the approaches to Indian music therapy. So we have 2 approaches, which is one is raga-based approach, and another one is genre-based approach. And what is raga-based approaches? It involves actually application of musical pieces with a specific emphasis on swara patterns, a combination of swaras, for example, combination of Ridha Tivra in a raga, actually it gives rise to Shringara Rasa. So it's a specific emphasis on swara patterns and embellishments and appropriate rhythms. We have to base our music on these things, which is called as raga-based approach. And genre-based approach is a socio-cultural approach, which emphasize more on rhythms and genres than melody. It's not the melody here. It can be broadly adopted with the participants who have less exposure to music, classical music especially. So the choice of musical piece could be with different genres, like it may be devotional music, it may be light devotional music, it may be folk music, it may be cinema music, and which are more lyric and language oriented. So this is what is the second one. And we have these genre of Carnatic music, which is Geetam, Swarajati, Jatiswaram, Varnam, Kirtanam, Kriti. And we have this Hindustani, we have Drupad, Khayal, and Tarana for classical music. Whatever that person is familiar with, you can pick and choose that music and you can play in front of the participants. And these are the light classical forms, including Dhamar, Trivat, Chaiti, and Kajari, Tappa, Tap Khayal, and Ashtapadi, Stumri, Dadra, Ghazal, and Bhajans are light forms of Hindustani classical music. So this is in base of this, like raga-based approach and genre-based approach. Further, we have the types of intervention in music therapy can be receptive type of intervention, which means the client listens to to that music and responds to the experience silently, verbally, or in another modality, he can dance to that music. So the music used may be live or a recording here. So some types of this receptive approaches may include it may be music assisted relaxation. As I just now told you, cyclic meditation is used along with the music, where they do yoga in that relaxation and stimulation. Cyclic meditation is one of the techniques, yoga techniques, which we call it as Avartana Dhyana, where it uses stimulation and relaxation as the 2 things. So we use stimulated music and the relaxation music in the cyclicity. That is what is a thing. Actually, it has helped a lot. And receptive intervention may also be appropriate when a client prefers to passive approach. So this is first one, which is receptive type of intervention. And second one is recreation type of intervention, where a music-centered approach in which the client is encouraged to play or sing along to a pre-composed song. So this is what is a recreation type. And here it may involve singing, which is familiar songs or playing various instruments depending on the client's abilities, of course, and objectives. So this type of music actually is very much helpful for children with development delays and who have acquired this brain injury, and also seniors with dementia. This recreation type of intervention is very much useful, which research have told. And next is improvisation type of intervention, where which involves spontaneous music making using simple instruments. Also voice percussions can be used, and this type of intervention requires the therapist actually to hear whoever is giving the music, to hear and interpret and ultimately respond to the playing or mood of the participant. So this is what is improvisation. And further we have composition and songwriting. This is a wonderful thing actually. A process whereby the person who is giving the music will support the client in creating his own music or lyrics. So these creations can be recorded or performed thereafter actually. And what it does is actually externalizing the thoughts or emotion will happen. That means the pented up emotion within will be brought out. And secondly, it actually it does is actually it fosters the creative ideas, and also it promotes alternative manner of expression. Instead of talking, they can express through music, and the proper music set to lyrics. That where I actually it works wonders actually, which I have seen in that my own client who was singing his own lyrics for Chinna Chinna Asa. It was very nice. And these are the things, and I think with this I can close this session. If you have any doubts, please let me know. I have brought whatever possible in a small time. I have got whatever best possible to the best of my ability. I hope it was little benefited. Thank you so much again for giving this opportunity. If you have any questions, definitely I would take it. Yes, Dr. Sangeeta. Unmute yourself, Dr. Sangeeta.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. I actually had I had put a reaction of clapping hands. I wasn't raising my hand, but given the opportunity, I'm delighted to be asking you questions. I have so many questions actually, but let's begin with one. I was exposed to the amazing art and science of Carnatic music and singing at Ananda Ashram about 10 years ago. And ever since, I have been studying with my first teacher, Devasena Bhavanani, Yogacharin Devasena Bhavanani, and then Jyotirmai, SMT Jyotirmai at Yoganjali Natyalayan in Pondicherry. And I'm still at the level of a 10-year-old, given the fact that I started 10 years ago. So I'm pretty much 10-year-old in the practice of Carnatic music. But I don't know if you have had the experience of an intercultural experience. We were talking about this yesterday at the School of Music Therapy, ISCM. What happens when this music, and I don't know if you had the experience, what happens when we bring this very specific, culturally specific type of music to a patient or a client who does not understand the cultural context? Have you had, I know that it works regardless because of the qualities of the harmonies in the music, the entrainment of the talas. I am aware of that, but I would like to rather ask you if you have had experience yourself in working with people who maybe did not understand the music or did not speak the language, and what are some of the suggestions you can make when we are facing with an apparent challenge? It's an actual opportunity, but I would love to hear from you if you have any insights given your great expertise. Thank you.
A very good question, Dr. Sangeeta. Actually, that is why I brought this aspect, genre-based approach. See, based on their whatever they like, their likings, we can give the music therapy. And what in my workshop, what I do is, see, first of all, my workshop is based on Hindustani classical, actually. So I give the corresponding Carnatic and also the corresponding mode, what we call it as, if you want to take Western classical music. For example, Kalyani, which is also Kalyan Tat, Meche Kalyani is a Carnatic thing, that corresponds to Lydian mode. So that is that one aspect we can think of, like corresponding, because this aspect of music therapy is like, it is based on the metaphysical approach of which I just gave you the example of diabetes. Let me give you one example of an answer for your thing. What happened was, recently there was a patient who had come for lower back pain, unbearable lower back pain. Actually, what was the cause? He actually came to our Arogya Dama with a wheelchair, and what had happened to him, why he came to that state was, later on with the counseling sessions, we understood that, you know, the moment, it is not like in olden days, for example, our father and that generation, they never used to bother about making money quickly. Like, I have to own a car, big car, I want to own a big house. The moment I get a job, I want to do that. It was not that tendency of, the moment you get a job, you want to get a big car, you want to own a big apartment and premier apartment, everything should be in a small, they don't wait. This generation is like that. So what had happened is, this guy, the moment he got a job, he had taken big EMIs and he had got a big apartment and car and all. Then later on, what if I get a pink slip? What if? That was bugging him, and this back and knees are supporting system, right? So that supporting system got affected, and where he was unable to move, and he went into the wheelchair. So later on, we convinced, of course, and music which helped him was, you won't believe, it was drumming. Drumming helped, percussion instruments for this. That means it is this self-assurance, which is the Pratipaksha Bhavana for this lack of support, lack of thing. So that Pratipaksha Bhavana was, you had to put him, give him courage, self-assurance, what was needed. So that is what happened. So coming to your point, so what we do is, based on their background, we give that music, it may be not just music, it may be playing the instruments also. So that really will help, I feel. So you can, here, because this is a base on what Ayurveda has told, and what various like Sangeeta Makaranda and Sangeeta Ratnakara, as our Dr. Professor Bose told, all of these texts have given hints, not direct. They have given hints. So based on this Indian music, we can actually correlate the Western music, and also correlate according to their choice. So that is what we have to think and choose when we deal with the participants. So this is what I just want to.
Can I add a word now, Dr. Sangeeta? Yeah. First of all, before I start, thank you very much, Dr. Karuna Madam, because you had brought together Indian Veda, Indian traditional music system, music therapy, and also the psychological impact, everything together. And it was so simple that people from any background could understand. Thanks a lot for that, Madam. And now I would like to give a few words about Dr. Sangeeta's question about a cross-cultural issue. Can a person of a different culture understand or benefit from music therapy? Is it what was your question, Dr. Sangeeta? Yes. So with my experience in the music therapy unit for a few years, I would say that it has got two different answers. One is, for example, insulin is the treatment for a person with uncontrolled diabetes in India, even if he is in Malaysia or US or Europe or even in the pole, wherever he is, there is only one treatment, which is insulin. But music therapy cannot be the same. A person with an Indian context will have a different interest, belief system, whereas a person in the Western will have different. So the basic of music therapy should look at the cultural context and the preferences of the subject. So this is what we believe. But I would also say that we have an entirely opposite answer also for this, because to my experience, we have a student here, Ms. Sarang, who's from South Korea. She is very passionate about the Australian Arborean instrument, okay, the Australian native instrument, a big windpipe instrument called as didgeridoo. Okay, it is very new. None have seen it. None of us have heard it ever. But our college had a big function where all these institutes, all students and kids were present for the ceremony for the Thanksgiving ceremony to our Vice Chancellor, for which our student Sarang had played the instrument for just 3 minutes. You know, Dr. Sangeeta, the whole institution was moved by that instrument and everybody was impressed. They asked what it is and the effect of it. So you have both the answers. One, cultural context is important for music therapy and its benefit. And music crosses beyond culture and it could touch the soul of a person. So it is both.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful answer. That is why, Ravi Shankar's sitar is loved by everyone. You must have seen that, irrespective of any culture or language or whatever it is. So this is, and one more thing, I just want to just put in a word, like this is one approach of metaphysical cause and giving the right music. There is one more approach where we call it as Ayurvedic approach. I thought of giving some more insights into that. I thought time is over. I just stopped it here. Just let me put it very simple. See, Ayurvedic approach may, what will happen is each person is different, has different prakriti or constitution, which we call it as dosha. So according to the dosha, like each person has a disease propensity for certain disease, like they are prone to certain disease. I will put it like that. So according to that, as a preventive measure, you can listen to those ragas which balances that Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So our study is going on now in SVASA. We are making a music therapy module for Vata balancing and Kapha balancing. Two things are going on here now. So maybe we are going to come out with that. Let's see how it comes out. So it's going on. It's a toddler, music therapy branch is a toddler. We have to learn a lot and we have a lot of research has to go on. Actually, it's actually very broad area actually, and a lot of things are there where we have to put in. And recently, you won't believe this, I just want to share my paper has been published actually. Pregnant women, it was her third trimester. We chanted this Rigveda mantra, which is recommended in Rigveda for pregnant women in that proper intonation, right? Actually, it is in Anushtup Chandas. So it actually helped her a lot. It was a blessings. It is a blessing the baby as well as the mother in that Anushtup Chandas. That is what is the Rigvedic mantra. I can share that paper. It's a beautiful concept which is already told there in Rigveda. So that also actually the rhythmic pattern of the chandas also, a particular chandas also helps in, it's also part of music therapy. That's I want to tell. We are doing research on that.
I would like to thank you so much, Dr. Karuna, for first of all accepting this invitation, and then box that both Srinivasan sir and I have been praising you to sky high, because both of us have enjoyed it so deeply. And I must also remind everybody, I've shared the link to Dr. Karuna's excellent book on Introduction to Indian Music Therapy. You can get it on Amazon.in. And I had published a review of it. I was given an opportunity and fortunate to review her book at that time. And today's presentation brought in so many dynamics. I think it was a wholesome, holistic presentation to a topic that deserves it. Often in therapy, be it music therapy, yoga therapy, we take a very limited in-the-box perspective. What asana will work in diabetes and which pranayama in hypertension? We make it a box. So people want to know whether there's one raga you sing and all your problem will go away. That Oppare raga only they have to sing. It is very difficult, very difficult. So this wholesome perspective, I think that is the beauty of your presentation today. And I just wanted to ask you a question, because I know you have been part of so much of development at SVSA over so many of these Indian Yoga Association syllabus and all. We have been on panels together. What is the ideal place for music therapy in the Indian healthcare scenario? Because it cannot come in Ayush as it is. Ayush currently doesn't have space for music therapy. Where do you think we could try to push it as a policy decision of the government of India? I would love to hear your thoughts on it.
Sir, actually, you can take it through NSQF. Actually, we can put it as NSQF in national skill. So now, actually, just I wanted to share with you all. I think it was shared in my CV also. I presented my syllabus in front of Dr. Devi Shetty. It was just 1 month back. And he was the chairman of Academic Council of National Skill. So he saw that and he said, actually, it is a wonder. He approved that course, and now I have signed the MOU with the Twaraveda Foundation has signed an MOU with the National Skill HSSC, and we are going to jointly conduct the course. So you can. This is a very good opportunity where we can push it there. This, of course, HSSC comes under Ministry of Ayush. Dr. G.
Okay, so
this is one aspect we can do it.
Okay, because this is something which we would appreciate your sharing some information, and if there can be some collaboration between your institution and School of Music Therapy in this regard, I think we would be happy to take it forward, because as you know, along with the SVSA, similarly, our Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth is NAC A++, and we are in the top 70 institutions in NIRF. So I think it would be a good collaboration. So definitely we'll want to take this forward. And I think a skill council, this is a new development. You said it was just last month. So it is a very
So
new.
just now I have signed my MOU. It was amazing. Actually, it was one single-handed person. Like, I was struggling from past 20 years to do this. My 20 years, fruition, what I can call it as. I was struggling and it came through. And not only that, I want to share with you all my course, 2-credit course on integrated music approach, which is biopsychosocial approach as well as Ayurvedic approach has gone to, has been through in Academic Council of Vayu University. So I'll be giving as 2-credit course for them. There I have got a wonderful response. So what I'm teaching here in this course is how to actually use music as an add-on therapy with yoga therapy. So that is what I'm teaching there. It works wonderful. Very nice it is, that concept. Especially that cyclic meditation, that stimulation, and it shifts now. That relaxation say stimulation music shift hota hai na. Amazing it works. People actually enjoy that. So when they do that asana, you will be knowing about cyclic meditation. When they do that asana, we do that stimulating music, and when they go for QRT or DRT, they again go to that relaxing music. That shift is there, no? Actually, when you shift only, actually it relaxes them. That is awesome, actually. Of course, that sound again, as I told you, it is that science of sound also. How you put that music during as an add-on therapy, that is also. See, this is and all my experience, which I'm sharing with you, which I can't bring it in the presentation. So this is one aspect thing. And also I'm giving this course as AECC, like ability enhancement course for in the undergraduation thing. So I have reduced the thing, and there also I'm giving. It's work. That's only we have to take it to that academics. Then of course hospital that here in this course, what we have to do is whenever we give the courses, it is not music. It is, you should teach them how to listen to music. That is what is music therapy. Teaching how to listen to music is music therapy. That's what I feel, because I have, and it is not just they have to, only patients should listen, nothing like that. Everyone, this is my goal. Actually, I told it in front of Dr. Devi Shetty. My goal is I should reach every hearts. I should reach everyone to know how to listen to music. That is my goal. Actually, he was very happy with that. This is, everyone should know which raga I should listen, what should I listen. Every person should know this. And one more thing, finally, I want to conclude is music therapy happens only when you sing music for the Supreme Lord. Yeah. That is raga based approach is our Indian music is only meant to please the Supreme Lord. I would conclude this session with one story which I want to express here. This is a story of, it's a real story. It is story of Venkata Subbaya. He was called as Bhairavi Venkata Subbaya. He was singing Bhairavi Rag so beautifully that everyone used to tell, what a nice thing. And he used to sing it only in front of the mother Bhairavi. And once what happened, Tipu Sultan sent a word, my Begum wants to listen to your music. Please come and sing in my Antapura. He sent a word that I will never sing my song, especially Bhairavi Rag, other than in front of my mother. Then what happened was Tipu Sultan, that ego, it got hurt, and he says, if you don't sing the song by tomorrow, I will cut your head. He sends. Then the previous evening, he says, Mother, I'm going to sing Bhairavi Rag for you. He starts singing Bhairavi. Everyone will be actually, Tipu Sultan comes in disguise and stands in front of his house. He sings, he starts singing that Bhairavi Rag. So beautiful it will be coming. And in the end, there will be the song stops and there will be a loud shout from the house. And when everyone peeps into the house and they peep into the window, and what will happen is he would have cut his tongue and placed in front of the Mother Bhairavi in the thali. So I will not sing my song for anyone other than for Bhairavi Ma. So even after losing his tongue, the Bhairavi Rag used to come from his nose. So how beautiful it is. When you surrender to the Supreme, when you trust the flow of life and give everything to him, his way, his will, and my faith, when that happens, then only music therapy actually works. It is the faith in the Supreme Lord. And music, that is why temples were our cultural centers, because music was sung only for the Supreme Lord. It was not sung for showing off great jewelry or saris and like how people do. It was not for that. Especially nowadays, ladies do that, all matching saris, matching jewelries, all these things. That is not music. Music is, Amma used to sing. MS Amma used to sing. Never bother. That tradition, that phase, that bindi, that, what a beautiful, even entire India goonjte hai Vishnu Sahasranama. Why? Entire India goonjte hai her beautiful songs. Why? Because of her devotion. Only devotion is music therapy. So that I will always, that abhangs, this, I experienced when I started singing abhangs. So this just out of the way it may be, but I want to bring this.
So beautiful, ma'am. Hearing you share this resonates so deeply with my heart. It is only with the grace of the divine. In Tamil we say, Avan Arulal Avantal Vanangi. Only with the grace of the divine can we even worship the divine. And to be a healing, to have that healing impact, divine grace, Guru Kadaksham and Ishwar Kripa. So beautifully you have brought out, ma'am. I would request Srinivasan sir to say a few words.
Thank you, madam. It was wonderful exposition. As I rightly penned it, I think it's one of the best expositions. And I think this is what it, and in fact, if madam permits and if Dr. Ananda permit, usually there is some sort of one misnomer that spiritualism, actually, the spirituality in music is frequently confused with Hinduism religion. I don't think so. I think it transcends all barriers. So you see, when Nagarajan says moksha mokalada, he is not telling you give moksha or salvation only for Hindus. Sangeeta Jnanamu Bhakti Vana and Danyasi, he says. He never told it is Western music or Carnatic or Hindustani. I think the fact remains that Sarupya, the aspect, it will manifest only if we really offer ourselves to it. This is what in Sri Vaishnava philosophy also we call it Saranagati Tattva, isn't it? Total surrender actually to the sublime. Probably, I think this is very, very important, and we should not probably take examples from the Hindu literature and should not confuse the world. I'm not saying that we do, but there may be some room for contemplative thoughts to state that Hinduism actually is this sort of ancient music, and it's not like that. So it is very eclectic, and probably these essential aspects have been very nicely brought out by Dr. Karuna ji. So that is on a humble note I would just want to add. And I applaud madam's wonderful lecture.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry for my camera is not working.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry about it.
Absolutely no problem.
Ma'am, that is why I put your photo in the chat box so they can all see you with that beautiful tambura as they listen to you.
So nice of you, sir. So, really sorry about it. I'll
No
check.
problem.
Oh, ma'am. It is all divine intervention. And we will make sure we have you in person at Pondicherry soon to give us an extended session, because I'm sure all our faculty and students will be enriched by the experience that you share.
Thank you so much.
So do we have an official thank you from Janita's side?
Yes, sir, of course. Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful presentation. It is amazing to see how you can effortlessly, combine the scientific facts with traditional healing systems of India. And thank you for this very knowledge-provoking speech. And if any of the participants have any other questions for ma'am, you can always post it on our WhatsApp group, and we will send it to ma'am, and we'll try to get the responses as soon as possible. We will meet you in our next session, which is on Saturday, 2 o'clock, and it will be by Professor Sobana R on the physiological perspectives. Thank you again, and looking forward to meet you in the next session.